Here we have the snake's head, and you can see the esophagus here, and the main arteries, veins, and trachea. Trachea being that white one. You can tell the trachea because it has the ribbing in it, just like our trachea has these C-shaped cartilaginous rings to hold the trachea open so it doesn't collapse. You can find the esophagus through the mouth. The trachea has those lines and it leads into the lung. So follow the trachea down to the lung. So this is the lung at the bottom of the trachea. And it's just posterior to the heart. So I can follow those main arteries to the heart. And the ventricle is this lighter bit at the posterior end with the atria at the top, at the anterior ends. There's a giant vein, one of the vena cava, going from the liver to the one atrium. So it's usually pretty easy to find. There's the heart, the giant vena cava vein, and then here's the liver. It's pretty big, pretty easy to spot. And then on this end, when we follow the heart and liver in one hand, and the esophagus in the other hand, they kind of meet at the stomach area. So here's the esophagus leading into the stomach, and then right where the liver connects to that alimentary system, we have the gallbladder, which is green. I think that this is the spleen, and that the pancreas is this organ here above, anterior to the gallbladder, because I think that is the main small intestine. So this might be the pancreas, but I'm really, really bad at finding pancreases. They're long and thin. I can feel the texture is different from the esophagus to the stomach. The esophagus has a very smooth muscle feeling. The stomach has some ridging. You can see the small intestines in all of their folded glory, and the large intestine is large and has food in it. You can see beside the intestines you've got gonads, so these I think are testes, and sperm ducts or vas deferens leading out of each testes down, and you can follow those vas deferens or sperm ducts all the way out to the cloaca. Closer to the tail, so posteriorly, we have small intestines with the testes or gonads up here, and then down here we have the large intestines with the kidneys. And you can see the kidneys have a very distinctive shape to them. They're almost lobed, and often you can see the veins running through them. And from the kidneys, you have ureters going down to the cloaca. So there's the cloaca there. I cut so the actual cloaca hole is still visible there. And I cut just anterior to it. Just anterior above the heart is the thyroid gland, sort of a hard bit attached to one of these arteries. You can see there, that darker bit in there. And the adrenal glands should be near the gonads, but I wasn't able to find them on this particular snake.